Look at this here. Look at this here. Why does Pierre want you to hate trans people? Pierre's just an actor, like all of them. Just another lying Mason and an actor. No more, no less. But see, they always have to put up things like that to create angst, to create division. That's all that is. They're just putting that up to, you know, fuel the fires of division and anger and all this nonsense. And, you know, for some people that's going to be something that's going to, ridiculous stuff, that picture there. Yeah. First of all, you're talking about that guy as if he's not just an actor and a puppet, okay? As if he has any say in anything. He's told exactly what to say and do by intelligence agencies, just like all of those frauds who they put out there to give you the illusion of democracy. All of the parties are fully controlled. There's no democracy in this country. Anyone pushing that nonsense about, you know, your vote counts, I'm sorry, it doesn't count at all. Regardless of which one of these actors you put in, regardless of which one of these Freemasons you put in to office, because that's what they all are, including Maxime Bernier. It doesn't matter which one of them you put in. They're going to get told what to say and do, and the same nonsense is going to go on. Either way. They want you to believe there's you know, the illusion of choice. It's ridiculous. How can anyone look at what happened a few years ago and think that there's any type of sovereign governments going on? Obviously, anyone with a functioning brain can see when every single country does the exactly the same thing. That's not natural to all react the same way and follow these ridiculous rules. So obviously, someone above is telling all of these people what to say and do and pushing these agendas. Thus, we don't have sovereign governments. And you'd have to be pretty slow at this point to have seen all that and not know that. So yeah, these are just actors they put out there. I mean, look at Zelensky in the Ukraine. They literally take a comedic actor and put him into the role. You know, like, that's all he is. He's an actor. That's what these people are too. Justin Trudeau studied, Justin Sinclair, that's his real name, because the Sinclair family, as I've said before, do even the most base level research, and you'll find how important they are, how they go back in Freemasonry. They're a family of prominence within Freemasonry, the Sinclair family. You know, relating to Rosalind Chapel in Scotland, William Sinclair. I mean, you think these people are there to actually, you know, you think your vote counts, you have democracy when they're just inserting bloodlines in there, people from specific bloodlines? Of course not. It's absurd. You know, years back I thought that we actually did have democracy. This is probably my bus here. But it's abundantly clear that we don't. And after you see something like that, what happened a few years ago, and you still have people who want to, you know, push that type of thing, if they're intelligent people and they're still telling you that we have democracy in this country, then they're lying to you and they're part of the system. There's no question. You don't have democracy, your vote doesn't count. Every one of these actors is on the same side, okay? Every single one. It doesn't matter what they say, because they're just given scripts. Trump is the same as Trudeau. Jagmeet Singh is the same as Maxime Bernier. They're all Masons. They've all been given a platform simply because of their family bloodlines, because they're from families involved in Masonry for years, most of them anyway, and that's it. So you don't have choice. You have no choice whatsoever.
coughing and showing. One, two, three.
So as I'm just about to enter the store, you can see this white van that they have already parked there waiting. The person who's going to exit and get out of the van and go into the store just in front of me, purposefully, obviously purposefully, they have this guy here so I'll see him, is a member of the Ministry of Public Security for Quebec. And apparently this is the organization that manages the Sûreté de Quebec, which are the Quebec Provincial Police. So he just happens to be waiting at the front of the store right as I arrive. Of course, they have this whole act set up where he exits the vehicle right in front of me and goes in, just so I'll see him going in right in front of me to threaten, harass, and intimidate. And these are the things that CSIS continually does to just to let the subject of the harassment know that they're being monitored everywhere they go, and they're being stalked and harassed by criminals like this man here everywhere they go. So you can see how this criminal goon and thug was positioned there because they knew I was going to be going in there and waiting for me. And of course, his whole act here that he's supposed to pull is to walk into the store just before me, and the whole thing is about intimidation. So I didn't go in, seeing why he was there, and just waited outside and then cut a clip of him with the camera as he exited. And you'll see he just scowls hatefully at me, looking at me to try and get me to react and say something. And these are the things that they have these criminal drug trafficking Freemasons who have been inserted into these so-called public security positions do. Essentially, they're just criminal goons and psychopaths who stalk law-abiding citizens. And you'll see the hateful scowl he kind of gives to me after he exits the store as well. So I didn't go in seeing why he was positioned there and knowing what the purpose of this whole skit was, because these people never do any legitimate work, and all they do is stalk law-abiding citizens and traffic narcotics and protect criminals. So you'll see him here.
Yeah, they have that set up so you can enter right as I'm about to step inside. Let's see, he's some public security person. Can you just move so I can enter? Yeah, so that's set up perfectly there. So the guy's like parked over there, and public security wearing the military camouflage slave attire. No, this will look too. Security public, yeah, okay. Glares at me as he comes out too. Enters right before I'm about to go in. Just wait a second after the exits. Let's get the plate number 2 of this crate in there. FLA 1711. Not sure whether you I think they would be the provincial. You can give it a second. He's just going to sit here. I'll film him from over here. He'll make a fuss if I'm standing on the property there. I was about to enter just to go into the store. He's already waiting there, this freak, who apparently works for public security in Quebec, wearing military camouflage pants that they have all the slaves wearing. And then he just glares at me because I waited. I didn't go in. It was supposed to be set up so that he'd go into the store, you know, right in front of me. So I waited. I saw this stupid fucking routine that they had. They'll just go up here to also provoke a reaction, also get you to say something to them. So yeah, he pulled out now. Not bad. Okay, just down there. Yeah, that was all an act to try and provoke some type of angry reaction. Not allowed to dress himself either, that guy. He has to put on his slave camouflage attire that all the grown children have to wear to acknowledge their servitude and slavery. You can tell how he glared at me intentionally to try and provoke a reaction. Went in for like less than a minute. And it was set up so that he was waiting there, so he'd go in right before me. They didn't use the cops, instead they used him. I think he's provincial. Some provincial, says CSIS on the vehicle, so some sort of provincial.
Police, as I mentioned, exiting the store. Police, see that? Just came out of Dollarama. They're right there, right on cue as I exit the store. Stalking, Gatineau police. Right on cue. Just have the body camera here. I took the glasses off while I was in the store there. So see them there as I exit. Pretty sure the camera picked that up. Right there, right on cue as I exit the store. Stalking, Gatineau police. Right on cue. Just have the body camera here. I took the glasses off while I was in the store there. So see them there as I exit. Pretty sure the camera picked that up. That's all they do is just wait around for me, because they don't do any actual legitimate work. So they're waiting for me to come out of the store. They had one of the criminals obviously parked just right over there or something. So have them drive by to threaten and intimidate as I exit. And that's the drug trafficking, crime enabling, criminal Freemason Gatineau police. A group of criminals who enable all sorts of horrendous activities, who set up fake events alongside the media, who lie about literally everything they do, and who embarrass and degrade their positions, and all those wonderful things. So let's see them there. Let's see how far the next stop is up here. Maybe I can do a walk up here. Yeah, so he was waiting there, that car. I have to look at the body camera to see the car number. I'll get the bus up here. I'll walk.
Here I am just about to cross the street to the train station on my way home. You will see, positioned across the street, there's a guy standing there, and as I come into view and I'm about to cross, he, right on cue, crosses, comes out from where he was standing and goes over and walks right on and trespasses without paying, trespasses at the train station. And of course, this is an area where the Ottawa Special Constables are supposed to be working to deter these activities, but they're nowhere in sight, despite the fact that there is surveillance all around these train stations. So it begs the question, why aren't these people there to do their jobs? Yet simultaneously, you see them showing up to stalk and harass me right when I arrive. So it just shows you what illegitimate criminals they are, and the types of people that they are. Now you'll see right after this, less than a half an hour after, as I get off the train and I'm waiting for the other bus to go home, who shows up to drive right in front of my bus right as it arrives? Yeah, you guessed it, the Ottawa Special Constables. So they're not there at all to do their job and deter people from trespassing on the transit property, but they are there to show up and to stalk and harass and intimidate me as I'm on my way home. So these are the types of people that you have in these positions, and this illustrates this perfectly. And this was obviously set up so that I'd see this specifically, so that I'd see him trespassing there and see them obviously not being anywhere there to do their job. And then, of course, I would see them showing up right in front of my bus to stalk me intentionally as I was on my way home. So it really shows you the types of people that these criminals are. Again, you can see here, this guy's waiting here, and right as I arrive, he goes and trespasses at the station. Obviously, it's a silly skit that's set up so I'll see it. And you can see how they use these citizen operatives right along with the constables to literally show you how they degrade and debase their jobs. So footage like this, in many ways, is helpful because it just confirms all of the things that I say about these people in my videos and the things that they partake in and how illegitimate they are and what criminals they are.
Looking at the camera, it's interesting how he's just standing there, and then as soon as I come up, he turns. Looks like he's sneaking onto the trespassing on the station there. You can see he wasn't on there. Yeah, he just trespassed. Entered without paying again. More footage of that. I got no one there to deter him from doing it either. It's weird the way he started moving after he saw me. Alright. He waited. It looked like he waited, and then as soon as he saw me coming up, he goes and walks over and basically enters without paying.
This isn't even along their route, but they're driving by me here. You'll see two special constables. Okay, this is the bus I'm getting on. Notice how they came right before it, okay? So two special constables right before I get on the bus. This is my bus here. So they're positioned waiting, and they drive out in front of me just before the bus arrives. Ottawa special constables. Stalking and juvenile.
Police car up here. Looks like I might put the police here. Let's see, yeah, I think it is. Yeah, police here. As I come back out. 62. Stalking police as I come outside there. 62. Obviously he was waiting. I'm gonna come back out. police as I come outside there. 62. Obviously he was waiting. I'm gonna come back out. Car number 62. Just before 8 a.m. You can see the guy on the left, how slow he's walking to there. That's where I'm going, over to the SO, so he's probably gonna go in there first. Yeah, the drug trafficking police were probably parked nearby there. Just waiting. As you see, as I came up the driveway there, I had to go and drop some stuff in the recycling bin, and then as I came back out from dropping the stuff in, stalking drug trafficking police drive up in front of me there. So, got them here today. You can see how quiet the road is too, no one else around, so obviously they're just in the area waiting. Like the creeps, sick individuals they are. So, just gonna stop in here a second. Both sides of the street here too. Staring at phones there. So, just gonna go in here for a second. Maybe I have to walk up the street then. 5 minutes. Should I walk up the street? I guess I'll walk up the street. Anyway. Streets roads of the client. Not much going on there. Oof. I'm surprised that other one's not open, at least by like 8 though. That's really surprising. Oh, 7756, you see that? Right as I come out of the store. So police as I came up from the house, and then ambulance as I come out of the store. $756, you see that? Right as I come out of the store. So police as I came up from the house, and then ambulance as I come out of the store. 7756. Paramedic stalkers there. Dancing nurses there. Right on cue. Okay, a little bit of footage for this morning. Right on cue. Listen, check it out. Check it out. Okay, as soon as I open the door, look, check it out. Alright, just open the door now. Okay. Backing out. So, let's see here. Is that locked? Okay, yeah, it is. Is there someone backing out? Oh, no, there's not. Okay, sorry, it's from the street. It's from up the street there. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I was gonna see, so nobody came out there because I'm leaving about 40 minutes earlier tonight than last night. So last night, the one dude was kind of out by the front there. You know, trying to kind of make it natural or whatever, but I don't know that they'll have them do that every night. We'll see. Time will tell. Because if you leave at different times and they're still having people do that, that's, you know, good evidence, so.
But so far I've only seen the one guy, and yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's going to be the same anywhere, so I can't complain. I mean, overall, it's significantly cheaper here, so this is where I moved to. This area here in Hull, and let's see if we get the cops tonight. You can see a bunch of people kind of congregating around the store there. Another guy on the other side of the street there, you know, pacing back and forth, staring at a phone. But let's cross here. Let's cross over. Just have to go in here quickly. Yeah, you'll see. Probably someone will come in here. Check it out now. That's the actor here. He was standing over here. No. Yeah, he was standing on this side staring at a phone. Now he's going to the other, busted up on the other side to stand there. That's the one where I'll usually go. I got a bit of time tonight though, so anyway. It's starting to get a little bit milder. I think we're still maybe barely above 0 now. So let's grab something here. See, even at the gas pump, they have that picture of the QR code. They're getting people used to seeing the QR code everywhere. It's just a slow normalization of that. And I'm gonna walk down here to the other stop down here. So yeah, they're just getting people used to that. See it everywhere, but to make it look innocent and innocuous, right? That's the QR code. It's not innocent and innocuous at all. It's going to be, you're going to have to use that to pay for anything in the future. You know, they're not going to come right out and force that right away. It's going to be incremental. But that's what they're doing. You see that everywhere you go, not just here in the United States. I see it in videos everywhere, right? So they're putting it out there just to get people used to it. And no one's really speaking up about that. Now, that's very obvious that that's what that is. It's going to be, you're going to have to use that to pay. And so therefore, at first, you're going to have your phone with you everywhere you go. So someone who doesn't have a cell phone could basically just be cut off from society, from being able to do anything. Once they eliminate cash, which they're going to, they're working towards that as well. So going to go up to the stop here. Here's somebody driving with one headlight, as you can clearly see here, pulling out in front of me, and then another weirdo walking behind me. I'm going to go back here. So one headlight up ahead, and then a creepy stalker walking up behind me there, who's going to go to the stop that I'm going to here. You can see the car there on the straight ahead there, the silver car. One headlight on there at nighttime. So he knows he's doing that, basically endangering people's lives. And being allowed to do so by the police. And here come the police now. Speaking of them, paramedic. Look, notice that it turned. So it drives up to me, blaring the siren, turns it off right when it gets to me. That's a paramedic, a Gatineau paramedic, showing up to harass me as I'm on my way to work. Notice it turned the siren on just as it came up there. Drives right up to me, turns it off as it gets there. The person gets there. They're psychopaths, these people. They do absolutely no legitimate work. They're just there to harass people and to stage fake events with the media. That's all they do, your first responders. All they do at all. Every minute of their day is consumed with deceit, partaking in criminal activities, harassing law-abiding citizens, staging fake events where they pretend that people actually died when they didn't, so as to justify enacting new tyrannical laws. And they choose people with the lowest IQs imaginable to do these things, because only someone who's extraordinarily dumb and has no concept of right or wrong, and has been raised by psychopaths would agree to do such things. So that's, again, your Gatineau paramedics there just showing up to harass me. They don't have any legitimate call there. It's obvious. You can see what they did. But we'll see if we get the drug trafficking police up here as I go up here. Now, I'm leaving about 40 minutes earlier tonight, but you see the same routine going on there. So
Number 7269. 7269. Don't know if I captured who was in there. Maybe I did. I'll have to see the footage. Second one. Right on cue too. Right on cue. Cue too. Right on cue. Seven 487. So obviously, if you're awake, you know by now that this whole situation with Freemason Doug Ford and Freemason Donald Draumpf, which is his real last name. Again, another guy with a fake last name who changed his name to try and, so people wouldn't put two and two together, because the masses are dumb and find that he comes from one of these bloodlines too. Just like Justin Sinclair, who changed his family changed their name to Trudeau. They're all from these bloodlines. You don't have any democracy. Your vote doesn't count. They just insert Muppets from these bloodlines into positions. And then they have fake arguments with them. This fake staged circus sideshow with Freemason Doug Ford, who was rumored to be heavily involved in the drug business for a long time too. So no wonder he's been pushed up into his position of prominence as a talking head on the world stage. And that's what you have. You have Freemason actors setting up fake arguments and bickering for the stage. When it's all staged, they're all friends behind the scenes. They're all on the same side. And there's no democracy in the United States or in Canada or in the UK or in most places around the world right now. So yeah, it's all a sideshow. It's all a joke. It's all just fodder for the gullible masses. But what it could result in is, while it is just, it's all theater, it could result in them, what they usually do, these silly stage plays with the... a second there. Usually when they do these silly, contrived stage play fake arguments between these Masons who are all on the same side and have been inserted into positions of prominence to act as Muppets. Usually what happens is they'll use it as justification to enact more tyranny, or to justify power outages, because you heard Doug Ford talking about power outages. Now why wouldn't they have, and then of course they got this other psychopath Freemason Mark Carney, who they just inserted in, who's, you know, he's on the same side as all these frauds. They're all on the same side. Anyway, we'll talk about that some other day more. They do their fake left-right argument thing just to deceive the masses into thinking that there's some semblance of democracy, when anyone with a functioning brain knows there isn't. As soon as I come out, you can see there's a guy standing there with a phone as soon as I come out. Let's see the time. It's let's see, right there. As soon as I come outside, I'll just give it a second here. Okay, so as you can see by the timestamp, I just stepped outside. It's 2:40 a.m. As soon as I come out, you can see up there, right on cue. Right on cue as soon as I step out. So you can see there's surveillance in the home. Okay, so I'm gonna go for a walk now. Yeah, you can see how obvious that is. So that's some guy who lives upstairs there. You can see by the timestamp here. I think it's about 2:40 a.m. I like sometimes to go out late like this just to show you how obvious it is. So as soon as I stepped out there, right away that guy's up there standing with a phone. He's coming outside standing with a phone, and then he kind of looks over, leans over the top railing there. So I'm going to go for a bit of a walk, and we're going to see what we can get in terms of footage, see what happens. But you could see that right away. Creepy too, huh? And that's why I said that's clear proof, without any shadow of a doubt. There's surveillance in the home. When you put that together with all the evidence I've shown at all the other different places I've lived for the past 3.5 years, obviously the last place you can tell there's surveillance there. But right away, that creepy guy upstairs, he's coming out at 2:40 a.m. just to walk up the stairs holding a phone, and then he stands there kind of leaning over, just staring at me after I've exited. So I've got both the I've got the camera glasses on, and I got my body cam running as well, and I brought an additional pair of camera glasses because I'm going to go for a bit of a walk. Another reason I like to do this is because they want to control everything you do. They want to control your routines, where you go, and they're not going to do that. You can't let them do that. And so if they want to send a bunch of people to do whatever they want to do, that's fine. We'll just document it. But as you can see, I'm living in a new location there, and exactly the same things. So when I woke up tonight at approximately shortly after 11 p.m., because I had worked the night shift last night, came back, stayed up for a bit, and then slept throughout the day. Woke up at about 11 p.m. Immediately, boom, as soon as I get up, the door to the room just to the left of me opens. I'm just renting a room in this house.
for now, and just because it's kind of inexpensive, and so it's in Hull, Quebec, and more central area. But as you can see, it's typically at nighttime it's pretty quiet in Gatineau in general. So technically, Hull is part of the larger Gatineau area, but where I used to live is probably about a 15 minutes drive down here. I'm not walking up there now, but I'm just going out for a walk just to see what we can get. But that was good footage there. That's exactly the type of stuff I like to get, because it proves, there's no question, there's surveillance inside the house, and that I'm being monitored, and that when I move to a different location, immediately they set the same things up with these people who they control literally like slaves. You can see how creepy that was, right? Like 2:40 a.m. I'm coming out right away. He's out there with a phone, and then he just lingers there and stares at me. So that's the thing. They want to deter you from doing anything that you would usually do. They want to control where you go, what you do, and they're not going to do that. And you can't let them do that. If this is happening to you, switch your routines up when possible. Don't always go with the same routine. And yeah, just document everything. And so anyway, I expected something like that, and that was good. I thought maybe they'd have the guy in the room next to mine come out, but they already had him. As soon as I woke up, they had him come out. So typically when I wake up, I'm going to flip one of the body cameras on just to try to document that. It's hard to catch it sometimes because they're monitoring you right in the room while you're sleeping. I don't know how they do it, but whether they've put some sort of hidden cameras in there, or whether there's some sort of device. Some say they have like some sort of an X-ray thing where they can see through the whole home. So, and it's possible that some of these people who they use are also being monitored. I don't think that's at all out of the realm of possibility, because that way, you know, their masters can make sure they're doing what they're told to do. But like that guy up there, you can see that right away. So they saw, as soon as I started to get my stuff, because I didn't, obviously I'm not going to say anything out loud that I'm going out, but as soon as I got my coat, put my coat on, right away that guy, I'm sure, was sent a text message. And so he goes out and does the routine. And then as I come out to the sidewalk, he just kind of stands up there holding his phone and staring at me. I haven't seen that guy before either, but apparently he lives in one of the units up above there. So that's the thing, is you want to do things that you wouldn't normally do, and then document and show, because when you have a whole bunch of people coming out to stalk you at like 2:30 in the morning in a place that's otherwise completely quiet, you know, it looks odd, and it helps your case with showing the realities of these things. But yeah, so that so yeah, there's surveillance within the home, and that's what they have them doing there right away. And like I said, tonight, a lot of days, not every day this week, but a number of days, when I woke up right away, the guy goes out, opens his door right away. There's one room kind of next to mine. Mine's kind of at the end of the hallway. It's kind of like small. And then, so on the upper level, I share the one washroom just with one other person there. And that's the guy who's on the left. So boom, right away tonight. As soon as I wake up, as soon as I moved and got up out of bed, boom, the door opens. And you can hear things in that place quite easily, because, you know, the sound travels, so. But they were not expecting me to go out like this, so that's why I like to do things like that. And also because you're not going to control anything I do. You know, unless you come out and just start implementing tyranny and forcing people at gunpoint, which they might do down the road anyway. But you're not going to control when I go out for a walk, anything like that. Besides that guy, nothing unusual yet. Nothing too abnormal yet. But if I was to do this regularly or with consistency, they'd have things set up for sure. This street here at nighttime, you know, it's really relatively quiet, even though it is a central street in Hull. That's where I am right now, Hull. And then if you continue on further down here, you get to Elmer, which is where I used to live. Police.
Sir, doing a U-turn right now. Right there. That's what I said. So police showing up, doing a U-turn right in front of me to harass and intimidate. You could see they weren't dealing with anything, and he just pulls a U-turn right in front of me to harass me there. So trying to, imply that I can't go out and walk around at night without being stalked by these drug trafficking, crime-enabling psychopaths. So there's right there. That's what I said. So police showing up, doing a U-turn right in front of me to harass and intimidate. You could see they weren't dealing with anything, and he just pulls a U-turn right in front of me to harass me there. So you can also see that within these routines and all this stuff, the things that the cops are told to do, it's very precise. There's a specific training for these systems that they use to harass people. I know that because you can see the same patterns of them behaving in the same ways over the years in regards to specific things they'll do, very precise things they'll do. That thing there, they'll do a lot, that U-turn there. So. And that's good. That shows me that shows me it's with intent. So the police are there to harass me when I go out, and that's clear cut. You can see that. The viewer can see that. And so the Gatineau police, it's the absolute truth to say that they're harassing and stalking law-abiding citizens. If you look into it, you know that they narcotics is allowed to. You wouldn't have drugs in any of these countries first and foremost if the intelligence agencies weren't making sure they would get in. Because here's the thing. Here's how obvious it is that the media lies about all of this, or 99% of it. Back in like the 1950s, when they had no technology like they have now, they could stop drugs completely from getting into the country. Now, when they have the most sophisticated technology available, somehow we're supposed to believe that they can't completely deter the hard narcotics from getting in over the border. I mean, how stupid do you have to be to not see that they're letting it get in? They want it in here. And that's our intelligence agencies like CSIS. While they simultaneously harass and stalk people who speak the truth, expose corruption. So that's who those people are. They're literally working to destroy everything that was decent about the country. And they've infiltrated everywhere, these people, with the CIA. Because that's all CSIS is. It's just a tentacle of the CIA. And they act with impunity, with no repercussions, while they ensure that criminals and drug dealers can operate freely to literally ruin the country. And then they have their controlled media go on and say, oh, we have opioid epidemics. Look at the streets of Vancouver. Yeah, because our intelligence agencies are flooding the country with drugs and funding violent criminals and drug dealers and allowing them to literally operate and enslave these people. And it's all ridiculous, these fake libertarian anarchist, quote-unquote, arguments that they make about, well, if you just legalize it, you wouldn't have these problems with violence and all. Yeah, because all those violent, murderous drug dealers and gangs, they're all just going to go out and get regular 9-to-5 jobs if you legalize it, right? What are they going to do? No, they're going to go to some other violent means of earning their bread. They're not going to do anything legitimate. So that argument is preposterous, and it's just made by people who want our countries ruined and flooded with drugs that are killing people. If you want people to stop dying, you cut the drugs off and don't bring them into the country. And you remove all of these people who are doing these things, from CSIS and these intelligence agencies who have worked to ruin and undermine democracy worldwide. And by that I mean the CIA and those people. But there's never any repercussions. Never any repercussions for any of them. Look at with Project MK Ultra. Did any of them do any prison time for that? No. Did Michael Aquino do any prison time? CIA, again, connected American military, Satanist, when they raided his home and found all this, child abuse stuff. Nothing. No prison time. He walks free. And then they set up a fake death because the guy's not even dead, obviously. And then they give him a new identity. And that's how they work. They operate to destroy everything that is decent about society with impunity. And no one speaks out about it other than, mostly shills who they fund to put the information out to entrap people who are looking into it. So that's the state of how bad things are. Anyway, getting back here.